Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Hey, all right. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Purdue, Seth. I'm listening. Hey, Badir, what's going on? How you guys doing? Kevin, what's up, everyone? Well, now I'm coming into this green like you. I did the morning session, and then I had to run to the doctors, and when you're old, they do tests, so don't worry, I'm hard to kill. Um, so we got a bit of an inside Globex session. Inventory is long. All right. Overnight inventory is long. And how do we know that overnight inventory is long? Well, you got the trading above the previous day's close, right? So looks like it's been kind of choppy. Um, Looks like the puck's also moving around. Very rotational, right? So, what are the takeaways, ladies and gentlemen? Talk to me, Goose. Okay, what's important here? One, inside day. Number two, inside value. Okay. So what happens on an inside day? Rotation. Okay. Rotation is the name of the game. Remember, we have been getting some liquidation. We have not gotten anywhere near the overnight low. I mean, the previous day low, excuse me. Right? We have not gotten anywhere near that previous day low. Okay, the overnight low is just down here at 13 quarter. The high is 68 3 quarters. So that's a big overnight range, right? There is a lot of meat on the bone here. Let's be intelligent and extract that meat without getting eaten by a dinosaur. Okay, there is a poor high. Thanks, Jam. Sorry, I got your messages, but I'll talk to you later. Sorry. It's a bit of a dog's breakfast this morning. I apologize. So we've had a bigger than usual range. And the trading goes from a move and then choppy and then a move and then choppy. Now, who's been trading? Where's King Kamehameha? Cisco, were you around? Or is he asleep? Who's been trading this? Hey, Kevin. Because from what I'm seeing is you get a bit of a move and then chop and then move and then chop and then move. Now, Are you guys in a learning mood? I'm just, you know how they say read the room? I've had trouble reading the room lately. The last 3 to 4 weeks, I've had a lot of trouble reading the room because I'm getting the, hey, do you guys want to know about this? And then I get the, oh man, that's heavy, man. That's too heavy. Just leave us alone. So I'm just checking in, right? Want to read the room, make sure that I'm not babbling. So, and I spoke about this in the Globex recording. We have a situation here that we're going into the end of the month. Month end is Wednesday of next week. Make no mistake. Thursday, there is no clearing in the equities market. We trade a futures product which is derived from equities. That's why settlement is important. Month end is on Wednesday. Market maker month end is on Friday, right? And that is a half day. So the liquidity, now you guys talk about liquidity sweeps. You don't know what those are. Liquidity is the ability to transact size without adversely affecting price. So large traders, we are correcting inventory right now down to VWAP. So overnight inventory is correcting before the open. Make note of that. Right? Kind of important. If we get underneath VWAP, we can look for lower. Okay, a proper inventory correction would mean that we come back to the close around that 26 area. Okay? Down here. Right. We had a liquidation again yesterday. But the good news is that the market is behaving exactly as it should. Even though you guys don't like it, some of you, because it is much more challenging than it usually is. Right? The opportunities there and the market is acting exactly as it should. Yesterday we had a liquidation. So we had inventory, we went up, and then we liquidated down at the end of the day. So we had inventory here that got taken in, right? And then we took that inventory and we sold it for profit at night. Distribution, right? Accumulation into wholesale hands. So you have liquidation from retail traders into wholesale positions for redistribution into new order flow, new customers for profit. Does everybody understand what I just said? It's like a car lot. You buy a car, you take it back, they don't give you the same amount of money. So if you bought your car here and then you tried to return it, you're going to take a hit. So the car dealer takes it and then sells it higher. Don't let anybody try and bamboozle you into anything else, ladies and gentlemen. Right? You know, we have a term where I grew up in Saskatchewan. And okay, most of my friends are rednecks and hillbillies. But you know what? I can depend on those guys with my life. And we had a saying, and you're going to have to excuse the bad language. If you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your bullshit. And there is a lot of bullshit going around on Twitter, masking itself as, oh, everybody's got a right to an opinion. Yeah, no, not when it's wrong. Okay? You know, whatever happened to being able to say you're wrong, and this is a problem. Because this is a problem with people and traders now. You can't say you're wrong. So you stick around in bad trades forever and you're blowing up accounts, yada, 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 right? It's okay to be wrong in this business. I'm wrong a lot. And if you talk to my girlfriend, I'm wrong a lot more. Get used to being wrong and admitting it quickly. The longer you screw around with your ego, the more money you're going to lose. All right? Oh, sorry. I don't pay any attention to the RTH close at all. Bull for trading. Sorry about that. I got carried away on a rant. Sorry, brother. I got a lot of stuff going in my head. This business has so many little details that nobody ever talks about. And I sit there and I go, how the F can anybody make money if they don't have any of this information or know what's going on? Well, you do your trading setup and you have your R to R. And like, yeah, but do you know why you're buying or do you know why you're selling? RTH, Jam. What do you come on, Jam. I never pay attention to RTH. RTH is 4 o'clock. That's for equity guys, right? Or as Michael Wolff would say, equities in Dallas. I'm sorry. Oh, that's an old joke. And I don't think anybody's going to understand that joke. If there are anybody who understands the equities in Dallas joke, well, then we can be friends for sure. RTH close. Hey, Anne-Marie, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. I want the close. I want the close at 5 o'clock. Why 5 o'clock? That's the last trade. That is the absolute last trade. I want to know where these pendejos have stuffed all the inventory at the end of the day. Is it up? Was it down? What are they going to do with it at night? Right? Right? That last 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Right? Do futures trading leading into RTH influence the equities open? They can. But Jesus, to be able to tell you at Bull for Trading, to be able to take that information and capitalize on it into a trade as an equities trader, that is like Paganini playing the violin, or Muhammad Ali boxing, or Picasso painting a picture. The prospect of you as a retail trader trying to look at either way, any kind of correlation from an equity trader into another market has probably got a snowball's chance in hell of working. It sounds really, really smart. Oh, I can correlate markets. Well, no, you can't, because if you do, you wouldn't be talking to us. If you could properly correlate markets, you would be making money at a level where you would not be talking to even someone like myself who has taken 200 companies public and traded $1 billion worth of order flow. You would have so much money that you would be at that Steve Cohen level, right? Steve Cohen, those guys, the really guys who are dialed in, who eat, sleep, and breathe multiple. Linda Raschke, right? Now, Linda Raschke, that woman can out trade anybody, right? But she is an artist. She is to be revered, people like that. Because she looks at 50 charts a night and she can remember and retain all that information. Right? It's spectacular at the level she functions at. Right? As they say in baseball, brother, that's the show, right? right? We're, like Brewster's Millions, we're the mud hens and they're the show, right? I don't think Damon would, I don't think her husband would really like that. But I'm telling you, how do you make money in this insane business, ladies and gentlemen? How do you make money? You keep it simple, you trade one thing, you get to know it well, right? You get to know it well, okay? You learn one thing well and you make it pay, and you pay and pay and pay, and you get paid. That's what you need to do. Don't think about all these flights of fancy. I trade NASDAQ, NQ, oil, blah. Do you make any money? Do you trade any of those well? Are you paying your bills with trading, or are you blowing up every second account? Right? I can make markets in probably 20 stocks simultaneously. Yet I only trade one instrument because as a retail trader, it's a different business. Retail trading and institutional trading are completely different businesses, right? They have different agendas, right? Institutional trading, the agenda is distribution. Retail trading is catching a ride on the truck that is taking the product to the store to be distributed. We're like those kids on skateboards who grab on the end of a car and let the car pull them down the street. That's our job, right? And our job is to not get run over. So, what do? You perfect one setup. Once you perfect that setup, then you perfect the next setup. Now you'll have two base setups in this world, right? Either there's no supply or there's too much supply. When there's no supply, you buy a little and you become the supply because the price of the product is going to increase. If there's too much supply, then you short because the people who are selling it are going to compete and mark down price to get rid of their inventory, right? So that's when you go short, right? Now, let's go take a look. I'll give you my balance zones, right? My balance zones this morning are 26 and 3/4 to 32/4, double to 43/4, and it seems to be working. And then double again to 65/4. And we did a nice distribution in the overnight. We got to sell all this beautiful product, right? You think of this as when you look at a stock chart, it's a sales chart, eh? They've taken it and they've made it so complicated, but a stock chart is a sales chart. And what we've had, if you look at the overnight session, just using a simple 1-minute chart, you'll be able to see that it's just the distribution of inventory. So we had inventory at the end of the day, right? We had inventory at the end of the day. We took it up and sold it, put it on sale back down to where we bought it, found some buyers, back on sale. Some real buyers came in, back on sale. More buying, back on sale. Now business is slow. So a lot of the people that we stuck into the product here, now they're like, hey, JJ, you said we were going to go to 66.70, man. You lied to me, right? I want out. So when you come to me here and say, hey, you lied to me, I want out, I'll say, okay, I'll buy it back, but I'm going to sell it and knock it down so I can buy it back a little cheaper from you. You get it? Pretend that two people are talking here, and I own the product here and I sold it to you here. Are you guys with me? Does this make sense? Right? I purchased the product here when all these people dumped it. Got it? My inventory's here. Right? You come along at this time and say, JJ, is this a good buy? And I'm like, buddy, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, right? This is, you know, this is a trade that you're going to build your career on, right? Like Uncle Harry would say, get on the bid, kid. It's a career builder. Uncle Harry was one of my first clients. He was a stock promoter. Took me to New York for the first time. And he used to have this saying when he was trying to sell stock to people. He'd go to young brokers and he'd go, listen, kid, get on the bid. This one's a career builder. So I tell you, yeah, buy it at 52. It's going to go, man. It's going to go. It's going to go to 70. You go, okay. Buy it. And then all of a sudden it breaks 48 and you're long at 52. Now you're like, hey, JJ, this is not working out. Don't worry about it. It's going to go. Don't worry about it. What is that guy, Michael Saylor? What does he say? Hodl, schmodl, fodl, coddle. Right? Just buy more. Right? All the while I'm selling. Do you guys understand? Right? While I'm selling to you and telling you to stay long, I'm selling. And I'm tick, 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 tick. Then you go, you know what, JJ? It's 43 now. I paid 52, man. I got to get out of it. I'm like, okay, kid. Don't worry about it. Just give me a second. Then I knock it down to 32 because I paid 26 for it. So I can sell it all the way down to 32 and I'm making money. And then I go, okay, yeah, kid, what do you want for it? Oh, brother, I can't give you 30. I can't give you 48 for it. I'm sorry. My boss will kill me, right? I can pay 32 and you're so desperate you flush out at 32. And then this flush, that's what we do to these people, right? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? This is how a market works. It's just done electronically now, so they don't need to talk to you, right? You don't even get the courtesy of a conversation, right? You just buy it from some nameless, faceless algo, and then 20 minutes later, the algo gives you a little spank on the tush and takes it back and gives you less money. Get it? Yeah, they're not buying you dinner, right? So then we do a little flush back up, and then we get a whole bunch of new people coming in. Whoa, and then back down. So that's what markets do. Okay, that is the process. It is a sales chart. You know, the business is distribution. Right? Your business is to try and catch a ride on these distributions. The best trades are what we call the look below and fail. Right? When the market looks below a level and fails and comes back up, right? Like here, this would have been a nice one. Look below and fail of 15 3/4. You buy a little at 16, 17, 18. You put your stop at 15. You sell a little at 21. You sell a little at 24. Thank you very much. I'm done. I'm going to go play golf or whatever it is people do. Right? You guys might know it as a failed breakdown. Okay, we're going to open pretty soon. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to have a business reason for taking a trade. Right? If you don't understand what the business reason for taking a trade is, you shouldn't be trading because you're trying to do business without knowing what the hell's going on. Now, you don't have to know about market makers and algorithms and all that hoo-ha. All you need to know is, what is the business reason for going long? Well, here, the business reason for going long was that the sell orders that took the market underneath 15 3/4 are complete. So you're buying inventory knowing that the market's going to rotate up. And of course you're going to say to me, well, JJ, how do you know that somebody's not going to come and sell? Well, that's why you got to stop. Right? Every trade is a business transaction. The stop is your insurance on that business transaction, and it also gives you information about the flow of customer traffic. That is what order flow is. Order flow is the flow of customer traffic. Like you had a store. So are customers coming in and buying, or are they selling? You let the chart tell you. Right? Now we're liquidating, right? So if you're looking for a short right now, because inventory is still correcting, you're watching 43 and a quarter. Okay? Watch the offer as the market comes underneath 43 and a quarter. Because every time we seem to offer lower, it pops back up. Right? So now it's finally, see, it looks below and fails. Is that worth buying as a trade? No, not right now, because the sellers are right here. You got a 47 seller, like a bad cold, they're not going away. Okay? Cost basis is 26 to 32. So as this next candle opens, I don't like trading right before the open. I like the market to open and for me to be able to see what they got up their sleeve. You know what I mean? Right? So I'm looking at 43. I know there's a seller here, and I know there's a seller there. How do I know? Because the top of the candle, after all this stuff they teach you about candles, has anybody ever told you that the top of the candle is where the sellers are? It is the most simple thing in the world, but has anybody ever told you that? The top of the candle are where the sellers initiate and compete. That's why if it goes back up there again, most likely they will sell again. It's simple. You don't need to know about any spinning, back kick, reversal, upside down, ninja patterns, right? You hear people talking about liquidity sweeps and delta, schmelta, all this. Yo, the top of the candle is where the sellers are. So if you were long at 43, you better get out before 44 and a quarter because there's a seller there. Now, watch the offer. See how the offer is offering underneath? So now if you are short, if you're shorting the 42, 43 area, your stop is going to be above there, right? So short 42.31 on a couple of micros. And if it starts getting above 43, like this, you might buy a few back, right? Wait for the next candle. The next candle is going to be the open. So do we open and pop up? Do we open and pop down? You will not be able to tell right away. So just wait 5-10 seconds, right? And then you can also tell whether the open is volatile, right? So if you're short, now go put some bids in, right? So you're short 42, right? I'm covering 38 and 3/4. I got one left, and I'm flat. I don't even know what that means. Wicks do the damage and the body will tell the story? How do you interpret that and put that into a business plan? The top of the candle is where the seller is. Sorry, Bull for trading. Right? The rain in Spain falls gently on the plain. But I can't make any money from that. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to get through to you guys? Does this make sense? I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm trying to save you guys money. Right? I want you to be successful. So when you use sayings, make sure that that you can use it. Right? So if you know where the top of the candle, the sellers are going to be there. If you're long, sell before they do. If you're short, that's where your stop is. Right? I know you're trying to be facetious. I'm trying to teach. Right? So basically, you're just trying to be a pain in the ass while everybody's trying to learn how to make money, huh? All right. See what I got to deal with? Oh, man. Brother, and I'm not trying to be an ass, okay? But this market's going to take you and turn you inside out. The people in this market, the people who are trading right now, they are frustrated and they're not making money. That's why I'm going over all this stuff and trying to make you guys understand. And I feel like I'm on fucking Welcome Back Kotter and you're fucking John Travolta, right? The sweat hogs. That's why Steve calls you guys the sweat hogs. Because the teacher's trying to teach and you guys are like, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, oh, I blew up my account. Right? Thanks, Anne-Marie. So for the people who really want to make money, please listen and ask questions. All right? I love you, Bull, for trading. Smarten the hell up. Right? I don't mind joking around, but people are on the nerve on their last nerves. Right? Who, what, where, why? Okay. I have to start muting you, brother. All right. Let's see if we can get above VWAP, okay? Hey, Bull for trading. Everybody else cover your ears. Bull for trading. Smarten the fuck up. Okay. Over the POC, if we get over VWAP, look for the sellers at 47. All right? If we clear 47, there are going to be there is going to be inventory at the top of these candles. Okay? Here we go. We're creeping on that 47. They sold their, they saw a buyer. So when they see a buyer, they're like, ooh, fresh suckers. Lift the offer. Next offer will be 50. Right? Offers at 50 are not getting touched yet. There we go. Next offer at 51 half. It is a large cost basis, Moran. Use the top of the candles as your targets. Hey, Oka, how you doing? The bottom of the candles are where the sellers stop selling because they see buyers underneath. So if they stop selling there, it's like when you dangle a piece of string in front of a cat and they jump up. You're trying to get them to pay higher. So you'll bring it down and then you see the buyers and you're like, oh, come on, little kitty. Come on. Right? And you try and coax them into paying more. Right? That's just business. Ooh, there's a stop at the X high. Sorry, missed it. There's a stop at 54 quarter on the half-hour candle. If we run that stop, we'll get some buying, and we'll run up to 63. Right? Big candles, big orders. What has happened here is the jabronis who are short here realized, oh crap, there's no supply, and they go to cover at the same time. Right? Smart money shorts, wholesale. Retail, dumb money shorts. That is the sequence of buying. Happens every single time. Hey, crypto, what's going on? Right? So this is what we do at the Trading Syndicate. We teach you practical ways to make money. Right? Now, see, I was giving this guy crap, and we missed a nice look below and fail. So if this was a trading desk, we'd probably duct tape him to a chair for a little while. All right, let's see if we can backfill this and let's go find the bid. Okay, so we took that stop. They're going to sell into it. There are 3-4 days of inventory overhead. All right, let's see what we do. It's okay, man. People are just really stressed out and they're all over me to try and make the money. So I'm a little stressed out. right? This is the worst time of the month to teach trading. It's a great time to learn, but it's a bad time to be a teacher because everybody's stressed out about money and Christmas and things. You guys got to take that and put it away and learn your craft, right? It's a skill. You know, next week is month end before Thanksgiving, and so many traders blow up their accounts before the holidays because they're looking for the market to pay for their expenses, right? See, the short's a trap now, right? So, number one, what do you write in your trading journal? Right? Ray wrote an article about journaling. What do we journal when we're futures traders? Number one, overnight inventory long, corrected before the open. Number two, the correction was not meaningful. What does that mean? It means we couldn't get down and print the close down here at 27.5, right? Oh, then what happened? Then the shorts got trapped like Winnie the Pooh with his head in the honey pot, and now they're covering. Now let's see, because it is a two-sided market, it's going to backfill some. It's going to backfill a bit. So we're seeing some bids at 54. The seller is at 57, 56. So right now a little distribution, right? The other thing that we're doing in our room now is we have this trading coach AI. Now, I know everybody's on the AI bandwagon, but the thing that we've done, we're going to backfill. We're selling, right? The cost basis is here, and we're going to sell it back to cost basis unless people jump in and start buying. We've trained our AI with good information. So like when you go to normal AI, it goes and pulls information from everywhere, right? Based on popularity or whatever, right? I don't know how it exactly works. Ours has been trained so when you go and ask it a question, it doesn't give you bad information like all gaps fill, right? I've seen so many people blow up their accounts thinking that all gaps fill. We have gaps from COVID that haven't filled, okay? It should say all gaps fill if the order flow is present to fill them, right? Now, in the middle of this purple zone, you notice that I'm talking, but I'm not trading because I don't see a clear trade, right? So I have terms and conditions under which the market has to do things for me to take the trade. If those terms and conditions are not met, I do not deploy my client's capital. It's just irresponsible, right? Speaking of clients, I should open up their accounts here. So the sellers, see where I drew the line with at 58, they're selling before that. So the algo's smarter than we are. They know if there's a seller at 58, it'll front run and sell 56. You guys understand? Does that make sense? So if these were human beings, these are the smart human beings that are selling 56 because they know that there's a seller at 58. Right? The algo can see the orders, they can see the overhang. Right? It's smarter, it's been programmed and it's quick. That's why if you were shorting, right? Say you were a scalp short, you'd short here, put your stop here, and you'd be looking to cover here. You can tell so much from a 1-minute chart. This 1-minute chart is beautiful. Somebody to this morning said 1-minute chart has noise. And I said, can you define what that means? And they couldn't. See, there's all these sayings out there that are all just BS, right? Just some completely BS. Let's see if we can clear this up. There we go. They're seeing some buyers, they're lifting their offer over that white line. And if the buyers keep coming in, the offer will lift to take advantage of that because sellers want to sell as high as possible. But when they start to compete, the offer or this red line here will start moving lower, like it just did. You can see volume building out here. Those are those short sellers that are coming in and buying. Right? And the problem with short sellers buying is if they buy and hold the market up long enough, then longs will come in and go, hey, I'll take a shot at this. You know, you guys have all done it, right? Target is 65, right? Past that 63 stop, 65 is the top of V, and that coincides with 65 quarter. There is a business reason for everything that happens. Nothing happens in a market where trillions of dollars transact. The move higher brings more buying. That move higher is advertising. You've heard traders say, right, price is an advertising mechanism. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. What does it mean? Right? When price is going up, people get, ooh, maybe I should buy some. Right? They're like, ooh, right? Should I buy some? Yeah, okay, let's go buy some. Price moving up is like a big lineup at a nightclub. Right? It attracts people. People like to stand in line. Yeah, you know what? But here, I've never really understood momentum trading versus scalping. I guess momentum would you buy a position and you wait for it to run and then blast it out. I just call that work. But there are all these like sayings and things like that that like retail people have like 50 million ways of saying the same thing, right? Taking out that 65 quarter, right? Jumping in when it gets going. Yeah. I just like to do nice solid business, you know? I just want to do some decent business. Run a few trades, make a few bucks, and not, you know, have to worry too much. So let's see. We are now at 4 times cost basis. There should be some selling. We have a double top, a poor high, and we're going to do our market profile 101 at 11 o'clock this morning, right? Let's see if we get a look above and fail, but here, let's see. There's the look above. Poked its head above 65 quarter. Somebody whacked it, like whack-a-mole. Let's see. But if the buyers keep coming, it'll lift. There are sellers here. That's that poor high. And see how we just came right to it and stopped. Now they're going to pound it. Right? Because if you're long 54, if you're long all the way up, you'd be selling here. If you're not, you're crazy. Especially if you have size. Yeah, to me it sounds kind of stupid, but I don't know. I'd rather have a way of doing business and terms and conditions under which I do business. It sounds like a dog chasing a car down the street, but hey, whatever floats your boat, right? If you can make money at it, beautiful, right? I like more calm things. If we take out that double top, there'll be stops. Once those stops trigger, you'll be looking for that point of control from yesterday. That's where everything's priced. Above that, oh Lord, why is my chart so dirty? There's the high. These are the upper stops. Let's see what we got. I don't mind repeating things a lot. That's not a problem. The problem people have with this business is you got information coming at you from all places. There's like, it's like, you know, the Gatling gun that that gun that Arnold had in Predator, it's like a gun that's just shooting all this information at you. And 99% of it is all garbage. Absolutely useless. You're not going to be able to use any of that to make money. Not at all. It's not going to work. So what do you have to do to distill the information you need to make money and manage risk? Well, it's a completely different business. You got to zero in, so there's bad information. That's why we built the AI. Taking out this poor high, let's see. Oh, they hit it. Somebody hit it. Somebody hit it at 69. Let's see, can we take out that 70? Now, if we do that, I got to stack 8 of these things on top of each other, because if we get over 70, we'll be looking for 76. Right? Let's see if it's a look above and fail of the overnight high. And the other thing they've done, they've put out a ton of bad information. They, I mean the financial world. So there's so much for you to look at that it's confusing. Number 2, they've trained people to have a 30-second attention span. That doesn't help. So not only are people trading bad information, right? They don't have the attention span to figure out that it is bad. That's tough, right? That's where the game is rigged, right? The game is rigged because they're just flooding you with information. Getting back to, if you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, the more you confuse people, the more money you can take away from them. Okay? That's what I'm trying to keep you guys from getting confused. So if you're long 70, if you're long between 66 and 70, it's going to be, remember that there is overhead inventory. Make sure you put your offers out. Okay? That's another thing. When you're trading, use your sell orders, right? Like I'm long 70, what did I buy? I bought 71 and I sold 72 and 3/4 on a couple of micros. I'm trading small size today because I haven't been in front of the computer that much and I'm just kind of starting out. Right? Why did I sell it early? Because I know there's going to be other sellers. I'm not the only idiot out there selling, hitting bids. Right? Look at that. Boom. Right? You have to sell into strength. Don't wait for an invitation. If you have a large account, right? If you have a large account, size down a little bit, right? Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Raj. Yeah, you're right. Now, I love a good short as much as another person. Now, I missed the short from 69 down to 66, but that's okay. Let's see if it catches a bid at 65 1/4 and comes back up. Now, if it comes back up and there's a seller at 68 3/4, you can maybe take a little bit of a short and put your stop above that A high. If you have a smaller account, you want to trade less. You want to spend a lot of time watching the sim, right? You want to spend a lot of time taking notes, right? Right? There is a seller there, Jam, but it's loitering around 68. That's what I don't like. See? See? Ah, okay, there's a seller at 68 3/4, right where that white line is on the 1-minute candle. Do I trust that? Do I trust the seller? I don't know. Right? Do I trust the seller? So if I'm shorting this area here, let me zone in. See? I don't trust them. See? See how they lifted? They got you. Everyone who was short underneath that overnight high, now they're going to race to cover. Right? They're chasing the ice cream truck like 4-year-olds. Right? Come back. Right? That's why I wanted to short this. But what do we always say when when it goes up and it kind of pretends that it's slow? That's electronic trading. Right? Now we're looking for 76.25, the middle of this zone. I got to go stack some more boxes here. Hang on. So now we are into 8 times cost basis. What does that mean? It means 8 times what we paid for the crap. That's what cost basis is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Right? Cost basis is how much did you buy your crap for and how much are you selling it for? That's profit. They had the drunk guy on the stairs, right, Moran? Exactly. Google is on fire? Well, good for it. That's one stock I never look at. I probably should. How's Leather Jacket Guy doing? What's Nvidia trading at this morning? Earnings tonight, right? Nvidia also up. You know, the more people short this market, the higher it goes. That's what people don't realize. All right, over 76.25. Looking for 81. 81 3/4 next on deck. Yes is rocking and rolling because everybody's short underneath 66.46. That's why the ES is moving. I'm sure some of it has to do with the equity deals as well. But I can tell you right now, without a shadow of doubt, that ES is rocking and rolling because everybody's short under 46.5. As that guy would say on TV, guaranteed. Past 76.81, the levels seem to be working. I know. Let's not go 16 times balance, eh? There are no singles in the overnight, my friend. Colin, we're going to do a market profile webinar at 11 o'clock. Be great if you could join us. If you can't, don't worry, it's going to be recorded. Right? And it's practical market profile. So we're going to take, so the people who are watching on YouTube, right, we're going to take these alphabet charts, which give us a crazy amount of information, and we're going to distill what do you really need to trade. Hey, Rolly, listen, man. I don't want to debate you about Google and Poogle and all that. All I know is I know people are caught short. Okay? Right, I've been doing this 33 years. If I don't know what I'm talking about by now, I don't know. I should be working at McDonald's, and I'm not. Okay? I don't care what Google's doing. Right? I focus on the track of it on the street that I'm trying to cross. And I know the ES pretty damn well. So for the mechanics of the ES, the shorts are trapped, and I've explained this to you guys. But once again, you guys are all get fluttered about information, right? Somebody on CNBC says something, you guys are all over it. So that overnight high is up at 66.88. And if we take that out, not the overnight high, the previous day high, sorry. Apologies. If we take out the previous day high, the shorts are going to come running in to cover. That's what creates buying in markets after a liquidation. It's not because somebody goes, oh, this is a good deal. Right? If they were saying this is a good deal, they'd want it at 4,000, not 66.70. Okay? That's not how institutions work. They don't chase price like retail people because they've got to buy size, right? Looking for 85 and 3/4 stops. Okay, if we blow those stops, we should be able to go and tickle this previous day high. What's that, AJ? YM? I have no clue. YM's the Dow. I haven't looked at the Dow since it was like 10,000 points. I'm surprised anybody still does. Maybe if you trade it and you trade it well, that's great. But I'm very focused on one thing. I just want to do one thing well, right? You know, I'm not trying to. I'm an old man, right? I'm not doing this to try and make people go ooh ah. I just want to make a living, and I want to teach people how to make a living. That's it. That's all I want to do. Looking for 87 and a half. That stop run, they're selling into it. You see, where they sold before, they will sell again. That is the rule of size. You guys ever heard that? Where they sold before, they will sell again, unless there's a ton of buying. There's the overnight high. Now, where to next? I got on two of my charts. You guys like to talk about flatulence, confluence. I got 6709 on two of my charts. That is right around there as a target. The next structural target will be 98 and a half. Right? Now, who's buying here? The people who are short under yesterday's high. Okay? Those are the people who are buying now. See how it just moves up? Just keeps moving up? Those are people who are being stopped out. Those are people who are being bought in. Those are people who are forcing to cover. This is covering. Because anybody who was a swing short would be using yesterday's high. And nobody thought we were going to get up to yesterday's high because everybody's been saying this market is going to go to zero and the AI thing and the this and the that and all the other nonsense that they talk about. Watch the chart, ladies and gentlemen. And remember our long-term chart? Look above and fail if 67.88 means target is 65.47. Failure to get to 65.47, rotation up. There we go. B period is now open. Let's see. If they're really, really trapped, there should be some buy orders here. And then if that breaks, there should be some buy orders here. Make sense? Are there singles? Yeah, oh, they are singles. I should have marked those off. Oh, oh, come on. Okay. Should have those single prints marked. My bad. There they are. That is a chunk of supply at that 06 level. It's the only thing that's going to save the shorts. Remember, we talked about this, right? We talked about this all week. We've been talking about this. In the Sunday, everything about this, we were saying next week is month end, right? There's bound to be some month end short covering. And the way to do short covering, if you have to cover size, well, you better start getting in there early, or else somebody's going to get all the cheap stuff. 10 3/4. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? Right? Ah, it was the start of the all-time high rally range. Okay, cool. Look at the point of control moved up. That's size coming in to cover short. You see that? We'll talk about this on the webinar, right? We're going to talk about this on the webinar at 11 o'clock. Look at the candles, right? I'm not a color guy for candles, but you've had one backfill candle, right? Look at all those candles. This is a short squeeze, right? And you're wondering why Google and all those other stocks are up. They're getting squeezed too because people who need to cover size. If you're short 1 million shares of a stock, you're not going to get it all back in one day. And you're not going to wait until the last day of the month, which is Wednesday of next week. Here we go. Looking for 98.5. Sideways would be nice, right? So the truck has now taken that inventory. The inventory of yesterday and the overnight is underneath us. So now we are in distribution. So as Rejon says, about to get some sideways movement. That means the truck has reached the store and we're going to start distributing, right? The warehouse is underneath 67.76, 66.66. The goods are priced there. They're going to be sold here at 67.90, 66.95. If we're lucky, we'll get over 6,700, but we don't have to, right? They're making sales here, right? Close your eyes. If you were long 500 contracts at 40, 50, 60, you'd be happy as a clam to be selling them at 95. Heck, I'd be out all the way. You guys understand what I'm talking about? Does this make sense? Okay. I do not see a trade set up just to buy it. You can use my levels like if you're like a gun to the head trader, somebody who has to trade, right? And you bought 66.81. You'd put your stop underneath the bottom of that level or that candle. Probably put the stop under the bottom of that candle. And put your sell orders out. Hit that 98.5 to the tick, eh? Yeah. Let's see who comes into the store here. Still have 23 minutes left in this half-hour bar. Well done, Jerry. Okay, body bag. You don't need to trade. You need to get away from the screens, my friend. If you got bills, rent, fines, court costs, the last thing you should be doing is trading. It's not going to end well. A desperate trader is a dead trader. Hey, how do you know, Rolly? He was around yesterday. He's a nice enough guy. He's just trying to tell people that he's stressed. If you're stressed, don't trade. The market will take all your money. You can't trade the right trades if you're stressed out about money. Yeah, why don't you just kind of keep it to yourself, Rolly? Okay? Maybe the guy is actually, yeah, maybe the guy is actually stressed out. You should just mind your own business, man. Who died and made you God? Some people's kids, eh? Guy's trying to say he's stressed out. You're saying he's a troll, right? Have a little freaking compassion. Don't be a dickhead, okay? Jesus. I'm telling you, man. Okay, everyone's different, man. You keep this shit up, I'm going to block you, okay? I'm going to block you. If you can't be nice, piss off. We don't need you. It's not how we do business here. Right? Great. So you're amazing. Right? You're better than everybody else. Now piss off. I just don't have the patience for people who don't have any compassion. Yeah, we have to get Leslie to use his her mom voice on him. Oh man. It's a hard enough business without people beacon at you too when you're trying to like we're human beings. We're going to get stressed out. This is not an easy business. You know, it's okay. I put him in timeout like a petulant little child that he is. All right, we're going to correct inventory now. Where's our guy? Rejohn. Right there we go. Now we're going to get some sideways action. A little bit of sideways action here. Right, so we ran out of buyers at 98, 96. Let's see where we find the bid. What I'm curious about is if we can come back to this area at 89. Because that'll tell me the state of the short sellers. The look below and fail and the look above and fail happen often without follow through. Um, what's the best way to filter out bad ones from high probability ones? Ugh. I wish I had a simple answer for that, Mark. It's really experience and knowing. So the look above and fail works really nice when you get a backfill situation. Sometimes it's very quick, and if there's a lot of trap shorts underneath, that's why I keep talking about it, then that look above and fail trade is just going to hit a wall of buying and pop, right? And Yeah, they want to sell and leave, but they're not before selling us every contract they have, Anne Marie. Now the look below and fail happens great in an uptrending market. It's like a little sale to bring in buyers, right? That trade works really nicely. The look above and fail works really nicely in a downtrending market, right? That's what we want. How do I trail my stop? I don't trail my stops. So what I do, and I learned this the hard way. Say I'm long a position between 81 and 87. I just put my sell orders out. So if I'm long 81 to 87, I'm out of the trade if it breaks maybe 79. Okay? And then I'll say I buy 5 contracts. I put one for sale here, one for sale here, one for sale here, one for sale here. As the market goes, it takes out my contracts. Now, if the market doesn't go up and if my sell orders do not get executed, then I start hitting the bid. So what I do is I allow my executions to tell me how well the trade is going. So if you buy something at 5, right, and you put a sell order at 5.5, and nobody buys it, you might want to lower your price. So I buy, say, 5 contracts here, right? I'll sell one, 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 one. If the market goes up and takes the first 2 and can't hit that one, then I will automatically use the hit bid and start getting out. Hope that helps. I'm an old trader, so we are taught to use our orders to let us know if the trade is working. So if the trade is not working, I get out really quick. One thing I have no problem with is admitting I am wrong. Okay? And if I'm wrong, I'm out fast. And that's what we teach you when you come into our room at the Trading Syndicate. First of all, we're going to really try and make full use of that AI to give you good information because it's only from trusted sources. The other thing is we are going to teach you how to trade in a practical way. Just keep it really practical. You'll notice I don't have any indicators on my charts. They're just a 1 minute chart with a couple of straight lines, and all you got to do is be able to pay attention, right? And we practice the same thing over and over and over again. It's repetition so you can trade in a flow state without fumbling around. Looking for sellers at 6.5. See? See, this is front running. There's inventory here from a couple of days ago, right? So think of these as store shelves that have product in them. So we got to chew through that. If we run out of supply, we'll start popping into this red. See how they went one tick? See? That's a stop run. When it just jumps up like that and then comes back down, that's a little stop run. So as we run out of supply, because that's right where that stop was. Oh man, I deleted it. Blah, doy. So the single prints are here. Basically in statistics, they say it's a double distribution. Okay. Yeah, there is. One sec. It's basically aitradingcoach.org. And our room is the tradingsyndicate.org. And I'm pretty sure Steve is going to have some sort of deal where you get the room and the AI kind of 2-for-1 deal. He's always doing that kind of thing. As we run out of supply, we'll get up into these areas. See? So there's 6709 and a quarter to the tick. I should have been shorts. I should have been short 6, 5 and 6, maybe even 7. Was not on the ball enough. So what I would do if I was short here, I would just put my stop here. Maybe put your stop at 9 or 10, right? Now it's going to backfill a little bit. Let's see where the shorts are really trapped. So I hit out the 4s. I'm short 3 contracts at 4 3/4. Covered one at 2 1/4. The next one at 2. I've got a bid at 6701. Let's see if that gets filled. Short 4 3/4 on my last contract. If it doesn't get filled, I'm flat. Flattened at 2. Right. Right. So the levels are working, folks. If you want to find out how to come up with levels like this, and when you see how easy it is, you'll be blown away. Trading it is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Finding the levels and the analysis is easy because we want you to have analysis. See, when you're trading, you don't want to have 30 or 40 things running through your head, right? You want to be able to get in, get out, get paid, right? So you need just what information do you need to trade and make money? What information do you need to not lose money, right? So you have a certain business plan and you execute the same trades all the time. The market never changes. It's always the same, right? Either there's too much supply or there isn't enough. It's a market, right? That's why they don't call it the stock hot tub. They call it the stock market, right? So when you come into our room, and by the way, what you witnessed today with that guy being rude, anybody who's in our room like that, they're gone right away. Our room and the people, what we want to do, this business is hard enough. We want people to have an atmosphere and an environment where they can learn, ask questions. And you know what? If you're having a bad day, if things are going to crap, you can message me and we'll have a chat. The way people used to do it back in the day before everything became so impersonal, right? We're not, yeah, exactly, right? We're building a community, and in a community we help each other. We don't troll each other when someone's got an issue or a problem. We try and help them. So that's the kind of ship we run, right? And my whole goal is to take regular people and help them make an income. Right? Don't trade for glory. We're not trading for Lamborghinis and supermodels. And for you young guys, sure, go ahead, but learn your craft first before you start trying to make the Lamborghini money. Right? Oh, well, let's see if we can stay under 9 1/4. Because I really don't want to draw 16 more boxes on top of this. This thing should. Where are all the sellers that were screaming and yelling? NVIDIA 187. How's that crazy MSTR? I love this MSTR, not to buy it, but for the drama. There's so much drama around this stock. It's like watching like a 1980s soap opera. 197, eh? We'll see. I hope the longs for them that it works out. How's the coin of bitterness this morning? 91,540. Okay. Oh, 91,490. Well, Bitcoin came right back to that cost basis of March, April, eh? We'll see. Yeah. Hmm. I'll be looking for bids here. This is useful about market profile. It shows when, if you don't have market profile, just use a half-hour candle chart. And what that does is it gives you sort of, this chart is a map of the city. This is a map of the neighborhood. And then this is what our guy Rejon, he was talking about. It's going to go sideways, and he was right, right? Because the inventory's under here. We load it in the truck. We take it up to the store and pretend this is Walmart. So we're just nicely selling here, right? This is a distribution balance, right? And there should be some buyers at 94 if we can ever get back down there, right? Where's 94? It's around here, right? So if you're short, I shorted and covered. If you're still short, you need there to be a seller at 67.03. We do above us, Raj. Right at 67.09 and above, we have singles. Supply singles. Cool, cool, cool. Now, larger accounts who are still short, if we got a break of 92, that would kind of precipitate more selling, right? Because when you look at a candle chart, here's the thing. Anybody who's long in this box, if we take out that low, like say for example, now close your eyes and go, you know what? I'm long 6,700 on 10 contracts. If it takes out 92, I'm not going to be too happy, right? You'll start getting out. That's what causes selling. Trapped longs start to sell. And when the trapped longs start to sell, the guy who sold them the stuff sells underneath them, right? And takes out their legs. So of course, it's all electronic. And then it gets bought back, and then the market goes back up. So that's why I'm watching this 92 and 3/4 level to see if that holds. First is 94 because I know the shorts are trapped. When in market profile or even on a candle chart, when this period, this A period here, the high, when that high got taken by B, anybody who was using that A high as a stop came rushing in to buy. right? So when you go back to that area, there should be some buy orders here. And the short sellers are always like our canary in the coal mine. They'll tell us if there's supply. So because the short sellers are always bid to cover, right? So if I'm a short seller, I'll have buy orders in. And how this works is what they do is, and now this is all of course computerized, so it's completely so quick. If I have a buy order here for like say 200 contracts and it gets filled, my next buy, I'll make sure I put my buy orders down here, right? But if I have a buy order for 200 here and I only get 100 out of the 200, then I've got to move it up because there's not enough supply, right? So the big short sellers who are trying to cover size, they're always going to tell us. Like right now, the shorts are telling us there's a bid here, right? There's a bid right here. Always looking for that elusive bid. See? So, takeaways. What are you looking at? If you're a size short seller and you're looking for a big reversal, you need the market to come down and take out 87.5. Okay? For right now, if you got enough people caught short, you can coax enough people to come in long because they see price stability, right? We're creeping on that 92 and 3/4, and let's see if it breaks, if we can get any or not. Do you see how the candles are getting smaller? The candles are getting smaller and going sideways. And now we have some single prints to the upside. So we had single prints to the downside. This is a little short position. Remember the short position I was telling you about? After 3 periods, you need at least 3 periods in market profile to get single prints. It's always buyers and sellers being in agreement. Where are you coming up with this, George? Hey, way to go, Hex. Smaller candles, the business is getting slow. That's all. Right? We're waiting for more customers. Let's see if we fill. We should fill these singles. Right? This is just a tiny short position here. All right, folks. No problem, Jirash. You've been away for a while. It's okay. Stop watching YouTube videos. Get off TikTok. All right, folks. Thanks so much. Come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. We've got a great community of people who help each other try and make sense of this crazy, nasty business and make you some money so you can live a better life. You know, that's what our goal and our mission is. Thanks, everyone. Trade safe out there, okay? Trade smart. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, yeah, and folks in the room, half an hour and we start the Profile 101. Practical profile. Thanks, everyone.